What's up, everybody? I am Brian Jester, co-founder here at Occupy Fantasy, $1 million single game winner. Here with you for a 10-minute video, of course, NFL DFS picks and lineup advice for both FanDuel and DraftKings for tomorrow's Thanksgiving early 12 p.m., 12:30 p.m. Eastern, Chicago Bears, Detroit Lions Showdown single game slate. This is a first of a three-part series. The other Showdown slates, Bills and Cowboys, Falcons and Saints, will also be covered. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just click that red subscribe button below. You'll get notified of our latest videos. So if we're going to hit this 10-minute mark, we better get started. So this Lions and Bears game is probably our favorite of the three Showdown slates on Thanksgiving. And of course, it has the least amount of contest and the lowest prize pools on FanDuel and DraftKings, but money is money. And we probably recommend the majority of your Showdown allocations go into this slate. It's also probably one of the easier slates to play, just given Thanksgiving festivities, family, and food and whatnot. So big focus on this slate for us, at least. So let's start, as we like to do, with low-risk contests. Remember, low-risk contests, 50-50s, double-ups, head-to-heads, games where you double your entry fees. There's no exponential payouts. You enter for $10, you get back $20 or $18, whatever it is. What we like to do for those types of contests and Showdown slates is get as much touchdown potential as we can. Try to lock up the touchdowns from both sides, from both offenses. And how do we do that? Playing both quarterbacks, playing both running backs, and then filling in the rest. So it's a little easier on this slate to do that. Hence the bigger bankroll allocation recommendation for this slate. So as we know, Matthew Stafford is out. Jeff Driscoll, also questionable, dealing with a hamstring injury. We assume he'll play. They did work out some quarterbacks, some free agent quarterbacks, but the beat reporters don't sound too concerned. We think he'll play. If he doesn't play, it definitely changes some things, especially in high risk. In low risk, God forbid it does happen, David Blow is the backup quarterback, and he will be affordable, very affordable, $6,200 for a quarterback. Let's assume Driscoll plays. If he doesn't play, we will update our daily plug on OccupyFantasy.com. So anyways, Driscoll and Trubisky, the two quarterbacks. Let's just say we go Trubisky, Driscoll. Now, the running back situations for both teams. David Montgomery, Tariq Cohen working together in the Bears backfield. Montgomery has 15 touches in 5 straight games, but his inefficiency has been killing fantasy owners. He hasn't topped 60 rushing yards in a game since week 8. Tariq Cohen, and we don't know if it's correlation or causation, but without Trey Burton on the field this year, Trey Burton's now on IR. In those 3 games, Tariq Cohen has seen 25 targets. His role in the passing game as of late seems to give him a high floor, high ceiling as well, if he can capitalize on some of those targets. So you can go with either Cohen or Montgomery here. On DraftKings, we would probably go Cohen. On FanDuel, with the higher touchdown expectation, likely Montgomery. So let's say we fit in Tariq Cohen here. Now, on the Lions side, Bo Scarborough, who was randomly called up off the practice squad a couple of weeks ago, he's played 50% of the snaps over the last 2 weeks, handles 64% of the running back touches, although he hasn't gotten any work in the passing game. So if somehow Detroit gets down a couple of scores here, Scarborough will be useless. Hopefully they can keep this game close because Scarborough at his price, with the volume he's been getting, the best running back play from Detroit side. That leaves us 5,250. That is plenty of money, even with the Bears defense at 5,800, who has one of the highest expectations of any defense tomorrow, Thanksgiving. Now we can fit in kicker, Pinheiro from the favorite side. If you like Prater, better kicker in general. You're going to leave some salary on the table in this for low risk. And if you get tricky, I just want to try something really quickly. If we put Scarborough, let's just say, 5,900, we still can't get up to Montgomery. Montgomery's still pretty expensive. I wanted to see if we could get 3 running backs in here, and maybe we can if we're a little creative here. And definitely we can do that if Driscoll is out and David Blow has to start. All right, what about on FanDuel? All right, we're 5 minutes through here. We're making good time. All right, FanDuel, Trubisky, Driscoll. Montgomery's cheaper over here. Scarborough. That leaves us $9K. And we get a kicker. Look at that. That's pretty easy. Now, unfortunately, everyone who's watching this video is probably going to use this lineup. But you can use Trubisky at captain. You can use Driscoll if he's healthy. Montgomery even at captain. So different options here. On FanDuel, we really like quarterbacks just because of the half-point PPR scoring, the lack of a salary multiplier, the higher floor for these guys in low-risk contests. So some sort of combination here. If you want to go Cohen, you can change it up some. But FanDuel actually, surprisingly, looks pretty easy for this slate. So let's up your allocation over there as well. All right, so you may be asking, Brian, what do we do for high-risk contests? These are satellites where you get entries into future contests. 100-player leagues on FanDuel. 118-player leagues on DraftKings. Single-entry, multi-entry GPPs. What do we do? So the total for this game is super low. The total is actually 38, I believe, as of the time of this recording. So what does that mean? Low game totals means running backs in your captain and MVP spot. In games where totals are lower than 47, that's a key number in betting markets, 47. We've done a lot of back testing. Games that have lower than 47-point totals, this game is well under that. Running backs have the highest likelihood of being the highest scoring and optimal captain and MVP. So David Montgomery, Tariq Cohen, Bo Scarborough, and if you think that Chicago blows out Detroit or gets up a couple scores, and if that's a game script you build a lineup around, know that Ty Johnson is the pass catching back. He's played over Scarborough. 2 weeks ago, they played Dallas and were down double digits in the fourth quarter, and it was Ty Johnson on the field getting the reps and getting the touches. So if you project a game script like that for your lineup, Ty Johnson would be the play, especially on DraftKings where we have the salary multipliers, helps you fit in higher studs. So the only other guy here we would possibly consider is Marvin Jones because he is on our underperforming receiver list for Week 13. Remember, if you listen to our DFS podcast every week, we post it here on YouTube or in your favorite podcast app. We talk about our underperforming receiver list, which is guys over the last 3 weeks who have been getting a ton of opportunity through targets, air yards, total team opportunity, percentage of teams opportunity in the passing game. But their fantasy box scores haven't followed for whatever reason. They haven't scored touchdowns, missing throws, drop passes, whatever it may be. Those guys, over those 3 weeks, generally have huge expectations for the following week. And if you looked at some of the Millionaire Maker winning lineups, you look at some of the guys we've listed every week. They've had huge games when they've been deemed an underperformer. Marvin Jones is on that list this week. Since Jeff Driscoll took over, it's been Marvin Jones who's been the favorite target, not Kenny Galladay. He's out-targeted Galladay 21-18, has more air yards, 284-216. So they both have high ceilings, but we lean Marvin Jones based on the underperforming factor as of late. All right, that'll do it. We're definitely under the 10-minute mark. That was surprising, but it looks like a pretty easy slate. Not much to discuss. If you want full in-depth details for every player on the slate, go to OccupyFantasy.com. Our Thanksgiving edition of the Daily Plug is up, and it runs through notes for each team of the 3 games, and it talks about top plays, low risk and high risk for each game. It talks about showdown strategy for each game. And we talk about bankroll and contest and lineup recommendations for each slate, but also the big 3-game slate in general. In fact, the Bears and Lions section is above the paywall. Normally it's for members only, but if you want more information on this game specifically, go to OccupyFantasy.com. You can read about the Bears and Lions for free without having a membership. All right, that'll do it. We appreciate you listening. Be sure to subscribe to get all of our latest videos. Remember, 2 more videos coming out today, Showdown slates for the other 2 Thanksgiving games, as well as our 2 weekly podcasts, season-long, and DFS edition. So subscribe for sure. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you have any questions, we have 24 hours before the slate starts from the time this video is recorded. So if you have questions about this specific slate, drop a comment below. I'll hop right in there and answer it for you before the slate starts at 12:30 tomorrow. All right, that'll do it for Brian Jester at Occupy Fantasy. We appreciate you listening. Good luck, and we'll talk to you soon.